So when we got to eat just one slice of bread, just dry bread for the whole day.
So this is in what camp?
It was in all the camps.
Okay.
Mostly.
Okay.
And then we got a soup, and I called the soup water soup. Water soup. We had to stay online to get the soup, and the person who gave you the soup, he had to had a bowl, and they worked fast, and when you came, they were quick. And sometimes the soup went in, and sometimes it went not all in, you
Right.
know. They worked fast, so they didn't care.
Yeah.
It was the main food.
Yeah.
And when they took us by out of Riga, and we ended up in the Camp Stutthof. That was by near Danzig.
Yeah.
I told you that, right?
A little bit.
I told you.
More.
So they brought us, we had to walk, and they brought us to a ship. And on the ship we had to go down to the bottom of the ship. In the bottom of the ship there were huge, like amounts of sand. And they put us there.
Mm-hmm.
We had to lay on the sand.
Mm-hmm.
There were no toilets, so we had no water. We were so thirsty, we had no water to drink. And it was terrible. We were so thirsty. I don't know how long we were on it. I can't tell you anymore how long we were in the ship. And when we took us off the ship, we had to walk, long walks till we came to the camp, Stutthof. It was a terrible camp. You could see if you stayed there long, then you would die. It was a horrible camp. I told you that they punished us if we didn't stay straight. You put you on a chair, let you stand for hours.
Right.
And then I washed my bra, middle water. We had no soap, and then we were holding the bra and walking, that the sun would dry it. Because you had to hold it, you know, otherwise somebody else would steal it, because that's all we had. Everybody had one thing to put on, only one of everything. And I was lucky that I was among them. They needed people to work. Then they took us to Thorn. I told you that. To Thorn. Other camp must have been in Poland. I don't know. And then we had to untie the cables. They were all mixed up. They came from the war, fighting people in the war. I told you that story.
Yeah.
And I hadn't slept in a bed all those years I was away. No bed, no mattress. just the colds, you know, and they had something was laying on. And they were one after another, you know, long rows and above us long. And,
Weird question.
no bad.
What was it like there in the women's bunks at night? Like, did you guys talk? What was...
What?
When you were in the bunks at night, right,
Yeah.
with all the other women, were you talking? What was it like? Did you get used to it? Or were you joking at points, or was it always fear? Like, what was that like?
Oh, there was more fear. You wouldn't know what the next day would be. You wouldn't know.
Did you get friendly with anybody?
Friendly?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were together, but yeah. They were from different countries, Jews, also different countries, different languages. I also was working sometimes in a place. They came from the soldiers in the war. They came the clothing from what they wore back, and they had to be cleaned. And then we had to carry them when they were cleaned to another place to pick up. A lot of clothing from the soldiers from the war. And some had to be repaired, and some of us they had to wash them, and some had to iron the clothing, and sometimes they had to, the sacks there were holes in, we had to repair the holes. It was in one place.
Which camp?
That was SS Lazareth, called SS Lazareth.
Right. Okay.
It's the Nazis SS.
Yeah.
And I had frost bites. It hurts. And that was in ghetto, some, you know, they took our suitcase away. We didn't get anything no more. And then some worked in the place. They came a lot of clothing, and that they took more people away from Germany, later on more transports and from other places. And they had no place to put them anymore, no place. So they took them in the woods, and they got all killed. The parents, the children, with the whole transport, they got killed. But before they had to take off their clothing, and that clothing, the shoes, this came back into the ghetto, and some were working there, so in the clothing, and you could tell they had no time. They made them take off their clothes fast, because some were attached. They had no time to take off piece by piece. They were like together, so you could tell were killed. And some some they were working there. Maybe they could put someone on and then gave it someone who worked outside the ghetto. and there were toilets, you know, public toilets. The other people came in and they exchanged the blouse or skirt or whatever and for a piece of bread or something. And they were so dangerous.
Yeah.
And I told you when they came back into the ghetto from work, they touched you up from top to bottom, and I told you what happened to that woman. They found some bread and she got hanged. And that was the one who used to come to our houses, was his mother. And there were Latvian Jews, you know, also. And the Latvian Jews, they found something, a shoe cream, what you put on shoes, and and they wanted also, when they went out to work, maybe they could get a little piece of bread from somebody. And the Nazis, they found that in the room they were together. And they took them all, maybe 20 young men, beautiful young men, and they took them and shot them dead, all of them. And also when there was in ghetto, that they were from my transport, some young men. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember, but now they all got shot. They shot them. There was a cemetery around the ghetto, and they had to come to the cemetery, and they shot them and killed them all. So every day things were going on, every day something else. It was terrible.